Insurance is a very strange product. It's one that both the buyer and seller hope it's never used. Bizarre. So they're going to go through the shopping process and they want it to be as simple as possible. And you can accomplish that by pre-filling as much of their information. Now, it's technology that's been out there, but now you have modern technology where take a picture of your VIN, take a picture of your ID card, take a picture of your deck page, and boom, we will preload all that information, making the quoting process for you as the consumer simple. If you roll the clock back 5, 10, 15 years ago, this technology did exist, the ability to pre-fill, but it scared everybody. To be honest, it freaked everybody out. They didn't like seeing their information out there. Well, the definition of privacy has completely changed. And if you talk to a millennial about privacy, it's completely different than what a baby boomer would say is privacy. And so you're seeing this become more and more part of the process, but there's still a long way to go for insurance companies. The consumer is buying a product that they don't understand. And often I get asked the question, well, isn't insurance agents or insurance agencies going to go the way of travel agencies? No. When you buy a ticket to one place to another, it's a relatively simple transaction, and once it's over, it's done. When you buy insurance, this is something that you need to make sure performs its duty at some unknown future time. That's scary. That's complex. You don't want to mess that up. And so there is still this wrinkle of how am I going to get comfortable in my purchase process? We're all using our iPhones, our Androids, whatever it may be. I use an iPhone, so Siri answers all my questions. Well, can you imagine in a very near future where you've got a virtual agent like Siri answering those questions for you? So that advice is still going to be very much required, but how you achieve getting that advice may be very different in the future. The idea of having a virtual agent, a Siri-like agent, is not far away. It's not decades, it is single-digit years, if not multiple-digit months. This is the reality. We do it for everything else. You ask Siri to take you to the nearest bakery, the nearest Starbucks, or whatever it may be. Hey Siri, what BI limits should I get? And as all the information that has been collected on you, particularly on that website, we know that you're a homeowner, we know that you've got multiple cars, we know this, that, and the other thing about you, that advice can be given to you. A wrinkle and a complication, is Siri a licensed agent? She's giving advice. So there are wrinkles that have to be figured out, just like in the autonomous car. When you start getting into that, there's all kinds of rules and regulations that are not ready for that change. We're going to have to figure out that wrinkle as well. Digital is going to completely revolutionize the claims process, in my opinion, because you look at it from a customer standpoint, oh, I'm able to take my pictures and submit my claim. The claims people within these insurance companies are applauding. They're going, great, you just saved me a bunch of money. So the need for fewer claims adjusters because the customer is performing a function that previously you had to have an adjuster do. Now you're no longer going to get the phone calls in because your car is at this particular shop and it's getting real-time updates that are sent to you via text or via email or via some other social media platform. So all of a sudden you're not getting the inbound calls of where is my car? When is it going to be ready? You can get the push to your Apple Watch to say, here's the final estimate. Are you willing to us to go ahead and repair this? Yes. It was sent via text message. I clicked a button on my Apple Watch. Now my car is being repaired the way I want it. There's going to be a lot less people working in the insurance industry as time goes by. And it covers every spectrum. Consumers want self-service. Nobody wants to be on the phone anymore. So the idea of calling into a call center to get help, I don't want to do that. I want to be able to log into an app or a website or use something like that to get the information that I would use there. I want to use a comparison site to then bind myself a policy so you don't necessarily need the sales agent anymore. The product and pricers and the underwriters, all the big data functions that are sitting there, the dynamic pricing that can go on behind the scenes now, you don't need as many pricers. So every job in the insurance landscape is under pressure from digitization. But throughout that entire process, the customer is benefiting and you're getting a lower expense ratio for the insurance companies. And that's key. You cannot live and survive in the insurance industry going forward with a high expense ratio. That is just a target on your back. You have to believe that tomorrow somebody is going to attack you. and you have to be acting very, very fast. One of my best and worst traits is impatience. I'm never satisfied with fast enough. You've got to be running at all times. The second that you slow down, somebody is going to pass you. And that sense of urgency is key. And insurance companies operate on much longer timelines, much slower timescales. You can't do that. The market will pass you by. And the competitors of theirs that come on our platform and adopt those attitudes and those strategies are going to be the ones that will succeed. The definition of what an insurance company does, I think, will change radically in the next 30 years. But roll forward autonomous vehicles. Roll forward the Internet of Things in homes. All of a sudden, the traditional role that an insurance company plays of a bad thing's happened, I'll get you back to where you were before the bad thing happened, is I see a bad thing could happen. Your water heater looks like its pressure is getting too high. I'm going to send somebody out to deal with that. I am going to watch the flood levels in different spots, and rather than being reactive of, oh, your house has been flooded, I'm going to deal with that. An insurance company is going to have a more proactive risk avoidance role rather than a risk mitigation after it's already occurred role.